Welcome to our second meeting for the Human Services Labor Subcommittee, where we have received some instruction and, I guess, our table target. I want to introduce our members. I'm Senator Martins. We have Senator Murphy, Senator Savino, Senator Amador, and Senator Montgomery. Assemblywoman Lupardo.
Sure. Well, thank you very much. And I'd also like to acknowledge the Assembly members who are here. We have Assemblymember Hevesy. We have Mr. Goodell, Mr. Pichardo, Mr. Blake, and Mr. Blankenbush. Back to you.
Thank you. As many of you or most of you should know, we had our mothership meet earlier today, an hour ago, and we were given a table target of $55 million. I think if you polled everyone here to a person, they would say that we're going to be hard-pressed to meet the challenges and the restores that we have from last year with that table target. Yet here we are. And so we'll continue to try and work together to meet those challenges, make sure that we're properly funding the programs, not only the programs that we had committed to this year, but obviously the programs that we're simply looking to restore from prior years. So that $55 million figure is going to be very difficult for us to meet all of those objectives, but I know working with our colleagues, certainly on both sides of the aisle, in both houses, our intent is the same and our purpose is the same, and we'll continue to work towards that end. Mm-hmm. Assemblywoman.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. $55 million is not going to go very far. Surely once we look at barely restoring on both sides our interest from last time, we're going to go over that target or be very close. There are two top priorities that remain very important for me as chair of Children and Families Committee and also as chair of the Women's Caucus, and that happens to be child care and after school. We would never even be able to touch either of those critically important topics within this framework. And we really think it's something hopefully our colleagues will appreciate and want to discuss in a larger format, perhaps bumping it up to the mothership. It'd be a perfect place, by the way, for the mothership to, to take that up.
I appreciate that, certainly. And I want to open it up to comments. I know that Senator Montgomery has a comment that you would like to make as well. But when we talk about the issues facing labor today, child care, after-school programs, the ability to provide for the safety and well-being of our children as we ask parents to go out, and ever more we have dual-income households who are trying to make ends meet. This is perfectly consistent, and I'd be happy to work with you on that.
We'll take you up on that.
Deal. Senator Montgomery.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I will just be extremely brief and specific. There is a program in our state, most of what we do is an attempt to provide resources that support young people and the future of our state, generally speaking. And there is a program that Senator Amador and I think, have taken personally, and that is Youth Build. It's a program that really catches young people at a very difficult and vulnerable time for them in their lives and helps to redirect them and help them to redefine who they are and their skills and build skills for them to be able to utilize in moving forward in a more progressive way, and keeps them out of the path of the pipeline to prison, but into a pathway of restoring them to great citizens. So I'm going to ask that our table utilize 1 million of that 55 million at least, and we'll take more if you'll offer it to us, for Youth Build programs. It's a statewide program, and it really does work. It is very, very successful. And up until now, Senator Amador and I have been the lonely ones in our Senate who have been pushing very hard for this program. I thank you for that, Senator Amador, very much. And we look forward to you supporting us on both sides, in both houses, for this very, very successful program for young people in our state. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Mr. Hevesy?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair. I'm going to be very brief. So a couple of points. Number one, most of the anti-poverty initiative that I rambled on extensively last time is not covered by the $55 million. That will be dealt with other money that doesn't fall under the 55. However, there are a number of pieces in the budget that are going to be negotiated that do not have a fiscal impact in the social services portion. There are Article 7 language that we implore the executive to take a good look at because they do not have any cost to us. But I take what the senator said very seriously. $55 million is not a lot of money, and my intention is not to scare anybody. But year to year in the social services budget, we carry TANF ads, lots of them. And because we have such a small amount of money, this is the year for us to really take a look and reprioritize. That means programs that we have liked for years are all going to be under consideration. Some of them may not do as well as they have in the past because we're going to have to reprioritize. This is just a realistic nature of this year's budget process, and everybody should be on notice that that's what we'll be looking to do. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Assemblyman. Anyone else?
Mr. Goodell would like to speak.
Of course.
Mr. Goodell?
Thank you very much, and I appreciate all the hard work of my colleagues. From our perspective on the Assembly minority, our priorities are certainly to support the restoration of a lot of the cuts that occurred to many of the job training programs. We believe those job training programs are particularly important in helping people leave poverty and become self-sufficient, including the Youth Build program and programs similar to that. We also share our Democratic colleagues' perspective on the importance of child care and the Senate's perspective as well. Without adequate child care, it's impossible for people to become successful and move their way up the economic ladder. We support the proposed expansion of the Earned Income Tax Credit because we believe that's a very effective way to help the working poor achieve a more appropriate earning level without hurting businesses or employers by imposing higher costs on them. We remain opposed to the increase in minimum wage because of the well-documented impact on employment. We're frustrated that a proposal that could result in anywhere from 200 to 400,000 jobs being lost with a particular impact on the working poor should be moving forward. I think instead we support a proposal that helps the working poor become successful and expands employment opportunities for them. We understand the market in New York City may be different than upstate, and we appreciate the recognition of those differences. With those comments, we look forward to working with our colleagues to move forward.
Mr. Blake?
Thank you. Just as a continual point of a priority from our side, obviously from speaking from the Black, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, and Asian caucus, the key of raising the minimum wage and the importance of that when we think about how many of our communities are struggling right now, when we think about how we can create those opportunities by ensuring that we increase minimum wage and getting to the element of $15. So that is obviously going to continue to be a priority of ours, and we will not stop until we get that done.
And so with that, I want to thank my colleagues for joining with us. We have a lot of work to do, and we have a very short period of time to get it done. To everyone who will be either celebrating a religious holiday or observing a religious holiday over the next week, the best to you and to your families. And we'll continue to work through this next week and hopefully have some news when we get back beginning of next week. Thank you.